In my previous video, I show you my technique for making miniatures from images cut out of an old magazine. If you are new to this channel, welcome, and I will put the link to this video in the description below just for you. This time, I found the perfect pattern to make the top of a showbox. In addition, I had the matching cutout to make the bottom of the box. I am very excited about this box, and I really want to have it among my miniatures, but you will see that everything did not go as hoped. Far from it. I drew myself a template to be sure that the top and bottom of the box would fit together well. The cut patterns are glued directly to the template. The printed pattern is protected by a layer of Mod Podge, so that it lasts over time. However, this step is optional. To avoid brush marks in the Mod Podge, I smooth with my fingers. You'd think it's going to leave fingerprints, but it actually doesn't. You have to be very careful when cutting the flaps to cut one side out of two. This will allow the correct gluing of the box. I use a ruler to bind the sides of the box. This allows to have very clean and well-marked folds. To assemble the box, simply glue each flap to an opposite side. It is a very simple technique. I use fast grab tacky glue. Creating miniatures takes a lot of time. This glue allows you not to lose any. It's hold very quickly and you can work without interruption. In addition, this bottle allows you to have glue right away because it is stored upside down. As this glue is very thick, it takes time to go down to the opening. So, we still save precious time, provided you don't forget to put it upside down in his cap like I'm doing right now. The box is finished. I really can't wait to see what it looks like. I made a mistake in my template. I mixed the top and bottom dimensions, and here's the result. I am so disappointed, so I had to redo my template and find other patterns that could match the two parts of boxes I had made. Here's the result. It's not that bad, but it's not what I had expected. I have to deal with it now. This is the reality of miniature making. Sometimes we fail. I'm going to do the finishing touches on these shoe boxes. They still deserve it. A dark marker hides the construction lines of the template. It is also important to go over the edges in order to make the white of the paper disappear. I want to add a round shape on top of the box, as if it were a label. For that, I'm going to use this pattern that decorates this apron. This is the right color for my raid box. I take quick measurements of the box and draw the shape. And that's it. All you have to do is to glue it. For the pink and green box, I will use these medallions which are printed on a wallpaper. As I would only use one, I will carefully keep the others in my pattern book for other projects. If you want to make a show box without a template, and without bothering to take measurements, it's very easy. Let me show you my method with this image, which is an advertisement for a book about cats. The two parts of the box must be glued on a paper thicker. then magazine paper to reinforce them. Then we work on the part that will be the top part of the box. With a ruler, you have to bend the side. It is not necessary to measure, just eyeball it carefully. As you can see, the title of the book will be upside down on the side of the box when folded. I don't mind, but you can also choose to hide it under a label. This is the part where you have to be careful to cut the correct way and not ruin the box. The gluing is done exactly the same way as with the previous boxes. All that remains is to cut off the excess, and the top of the box is done. You have to make the bottom part of the box slightly smaller, so that it fits together well. For this, I take the measurements from the top. Then I was very careful when folding to fold inside the measurement lines. I check that I have done well just with my fingers. There must be a slight gap between the top and the bottom. Then, we repeat the previous steps. This is the end result. Not bad for a box made without measuring or template, so let your creativity run wild the next time you stumble upon a design that inspires you in a magazine. Here are the other finished boxes. While I was looking for my mini shoeboxes, I discovered that one of them had fallen on the ground and that I had managed to step on it. This box is definitely cursed. I did my best to fix it, and let's just say I discovered a new way to age my miniatures. However, I'm not sure I recommend you try it. Here are my mini shoeboxes. They are very different from what I had originally hoped for, but sometimes things don't go as planned. I really like the one with the cats, which was made without a template. I think, however, that the paper is a little too thick to be in scale. Ordinary computer paper, like the other boxes, would have done better. My project to make mini hat boxes luckily went more in line with my plans. I drew, this time again, a template, and I add on it by hand the parts that will be necessary for the collage. I keep a safety margin by cutting to the end of the sheet. I could thus adjust if necessary when assembling the boxes. If you are interested in my templates for making mini hat boxes, look in the description bar below. However, I will show you later how to make these boxes without a template. It is important to make a well-marked fold to have a nice edge. When I've made sure the ring matches the circle, that will be the bottom, I can cut off the excess. The thicker ring will be the bottom of the box. The thinner will be the top. The two rings are glued on paper which will form the bottom. To hide the glue parts inside, I add a circle of paper in the boxes. All these minis hat boxes are made with thick paper. By cutting the excess paper, we release the two parts of the box. We test if they fit well. There must be some space between the two because the following steps will fill it. Otherwise, they won't fit together in the end. If you want to make shoe boxes without a template, you need a strip of paper. For the 1/12 scale, the length of the paper should be around 9 to 10 centimeters for a width of around 1 to 2 centimeters. Be careful to add space to these measurements for the parts that will be glued, then glue the paper to form a ring. To build the upper part of the box, wrap another strip of paper around the lower part. Be careful to leave a little space between the two. Then mark the place where you have to cut. Again, remember to add a place to glue the ring. It only remains to repeat the previous steps to have the two parts of the mini shoe box. Our box made without a template is finished. The interior isn't as perfect as the previous one, but there are ways to hide it that I'll show you a bit later. I made several of these boxes at different scales. All that's left is the fun part, decorating them. I chose this floral paper for the bottom of the big box. The funny thing is that on the picture, there are hat boxes. The flower paper is glued to the bottom of the box, then cut out leaving a space. This is very important because you will have to fold the paper to hide the edges. The cuts all along the paper will allow it to be folded without making creases. You see me rubbing my fingers very often. This removes the glue so as not to stain the paper. by gluing the paper on the side. You have to make sure to let it protrude upwards, thus, it can be folded inwards to hide the edge. For this time, straight cuts are enough. It is useless to cut V-shaped areas as before. Now let's find some pretty paper for the top of the box. For the side, I first thought that these red stripes were the perfect match. In the end, I didn't like the result that much, so I thought of adding lace. I found this idea on the channel Little Gretchen's Workshop. For those who don't know this channel, I'll put the link in the description if you want to check it out. The ideas she presents are very interesting. I'm careful to make the lace go beyond for a better result. I really like this show box, but it's not finished yet. I want to add some accessories, so stay until the end of the video to see it. I had another pretty paper with a flower pattern, and I used my magic powers to make a mini show box out of it. Now that you know how to do it, there's no need to show you everything. Another flower pattern, but this time, unlike the previous two, it's not a wallpaper but a t-shirt. And for the blue border, it's a colored wall. The only box that remains to be decorated is the one that we made without a template. I want to change and work with more modern patterns. A little more of my miniaturist magic power, and voila! I love this box urn, like the biggest one. I'm going to add accessories to it. I had this necklace which is broken and I intend to use the chain to add a strap to carry my mini hat box. This wooden bead has pretty engravings. I want to make a handle of it. It's a little too long, so you have to cut it. I use eye pins to attach my handle to the chain. To attach the chain to the box, I use jump rings. I'm not sure if I'm setting them correctly. In the family, it is Minnie M who is the jewelry specialist. But since she's on a school trip, I borrowed her tools and I'm trying to do my best. For the ties, I use craft paper that is painted brown on one side. It looks like leather. I add caviar beads for more realism, so that they have a better chance of staying in place. I drill mini holes in the leather. I add a brown wash to my grip to bring out the engravings and to tone down the sparkles of the rings. Using the same craft paper, I added a handle to the second box. When I buy shoes or handbags or whatever, I always keep the tissue paper used to protect them. This one says bag to bag Paris Montmartre. I don't remember what I got it with, but I guess it had to be a handbag. My mini hat boxes also need tissue paper. All I have to do now is draw on my collection to equip them. I like when the paper protrudes from the lid of the box. Tissue paper will add to the realism and also allows you to hide the collage inside in the case of boxes made without a template. The glue is dry. It is now time to finish the shoulder strap. I cross my fingers very tightly for the glue to hold during the process, and it does. Do not forget to check that the top of the box still fits perfectly. This is the final result. I'm extremely happy with my mini hat boxes. I loved making them, especially since the whole process went smoothly. I hope this video has inspired you. As I live in the south of France, it's the first days when the cicadas started to sing. It is always a pleasant moment for me, because it reminds me of summer vacation, sun and sea bathing. So I'm trying to send you some of those good vibes. I hope this will work. I know some people can't stand the sound of cicadas. I hope this is not your case, and that it will bring you a little happiness in your day. Don't hesitate to tell me in the comments what cicadas mean to you.